Plastic.
Talking about pretty things, John. We love you, John. Talking about pretty things.
Well, he's got my tits this week, I tell you.
Let's get this up. Yes, because let's remove that and get this up instead. Where are we? Yes, because Ian, you've kindly held on to your post for the last week, haven't you?
I have been waiting for Ian's unpackaging for a week.
I won't be as good as Keith, but hey, what can I say? Do you want to do it now?
Yes, the injunction's over. Yeah. You can reveal all. Yes, so tell the good people exactly what you've ordered, where from, and why.
Right, so I ordered it from eBay because I didn't really want to give BBC any more money. So I ordered it because if you order it from Amazon, it goes straight. Doesn't it go straight to the BBC? I don't know.
Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
No, I don't know.
I think
usually what happens is a retailer would pay their distributor, and it goes upwards that way. But eventually, the money does trickle through to the source. Yeah.
So I got this because I really like this, but I really like the 50th anniversary, and it reminds me because I was there at the screening with all the stars, and Moffat was sitting.
Get you?
Yeah, six rows away from me. I saw his afro sticking out there and stuff like that. And the most amazing thing about the screening was that they never had any bodyguards or anything like that. They've just mixing with they were just mixing with the crowd, and the crowd were very respectful. They didn't steam up on him, and ask him more questions and stuff like that. And it was a
even though you were in, they saw you were on.
That's right.
Wouldn't happen today.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It was fantastic. This reminds me because Keith was part of BAFTA, and he invited me to go to the screening, and I loved it. And but even though Keith's not a Doctor Who fan, he liked it too. But anyway, this is why I got it, because I think it's a great anniversary. It's a shame didn't have Chris in it or Paul in it. They had John in it, but John was okay. Do you know what I mean? So
yes,
I shall unwrap this now.
Please do. In fact, let's get a close up on Ian, close up for his big moment.
Just hurry up. Wait a week.
All right, hold on. Okay, right. So I'll take the plastic off. Here we go.
Plastic. Ooh.
There you go. Look, there you go. Look at that.
Lovely.
Look at the way it catches the light, Ian.
Look at that. Look at that. What the hell? And then I'll take this little thingy off, wherever that is. It's gonna. Yeah. You take that.
Docking. Just slide it off. Slide it out.
It's a docking station. It's in
the back as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
correct.
Back? Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay, sliding out. Oh shit! There's stuff.
Don't drop it. Whatever you do,
there's stuff in it.
STEELBOok.
What stuff's in it,
guys? This is going to make you feel sick.
Go on.
Right, so this just fell out of it, which is really cool.
Oh, that's quite nice.
Yeah. What is that? What's on the back? What's on the back of that one? What is that for? What does it say?
It's telling you what's on the discs. Disc 1, disc 2.
Oh, right, okay.
Disc 3. So that's cool.
Because this is very handy for me, Ian, because I am never opening mine.
All right, okay. Hold on. Let me. Any information on that Jodie one?
No, I don't want to know.
Anyway, so this is the back.
Lovely.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice.
And
it's
this
a lovely
is the
shine on it. Lovely shine.
Yeah. Well, spine.
Luster.
Spine.
Ooh, I like that word.
Very nice. Is this your first STEELBOOK, Ian, or do you buy them for? Have you bought other Doctor Who ones? Do you buy movies? Do you buy?
Yeah, I do. I mean, this is not my first STEELBOOK, but it's the first Doctor Who STEELBOOK, definitely. But I'll open it now. Hold on.
Hi, Daniel.
Look at this, man. Look at this. This is awesome.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Now, hang on a minute. Can anyone remember? Are they the same pictures as the previous Blu-ray edition?
I don't know.
No, I didn't have it. Never had it.
Well, I can't be bothered to reach over to the shelf there. So if anyone can tell us,
no, the original ones carried on the motif of the moment, the wooden box.
So they did, yes. So these are different. Lovely.
So there you go.
The one on the right, disc 2. I love that photo on disc 2. That's magnificent. Love that.
Yeah, look. Right, so, and there's another disc behind this one.
Yep.
Oh, no, there isn't. Yes, there is. I know there is.
Yeah, there is. Should be. Hopefully there is.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh,
the 2 discs.
Hello. Let's turn this one around.
I love that they put David Bradley and the girl who played Susan, Caroline Ford on.
Very good. Very nice.
That's Space and Time, which is cool, which is on this disc, and we have this 2's the Day of the Doctor, disc 3 is the time of the Doctor.
Yeah.
And disc 1 is the name of the Doctor. So, you know, freaking awesome.
Very
Do you know what I
good.
mean? It's
Very
well worth getting. Well worth getting.
Yeah, I would agree. I have it as well, Ian. I will be opening mine. I haven't opened it yet, but I will definitely be opening my copy of that. I've bought that. I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of the 50th anniversary in the slightest, but I do like Adventure in Space and Time.
Yeah.
So you know, I wanted it for that, and it's got the 5-ish Doctors on as well, hasn't it? Which just it's worth the money purely for the 5-ish Doctors.
If you don't like this logo, you can just kind of do this,
scratch it out,
and then it's gone.
I hate to point it out, it is on the spine.
Did you know? Did you know though that there are enterprising and creative people out there who create? Well, these are what the spines all look like. Oh, they know I haven't got that. Oh, hold on a sec. I've got a picture here. This is what all the spines look like when you put them on everybody. So yeah, that's how they look. But there are people out there, creative people, who have
They're awful.
Who've developed a range of stickers that can go across the spine, featuring the legacy branding, and you can get them on Etsy, various places like that, in different packs. And they sensitively do it so it matches the actual artwork around the rest of the case. So yeah, you do have some options there, and they're quite cheap as well. What, a couple of quid at the very most, covers the postage and whatever else. Yes, there are people out there that do absolutely anything. And yeah, I mean, Simon, how do you feel about the steelbooks as a prestige thing? You say you don't usually buy the Doctor Who ones, but is this a special?
I must be honest. I'm with Ian on this one. In that this is the first Doctor Who steelbook I have bought, and I must be honest. I didn't buy it because it was a steelbook. I bought it because it wasn't released on kind of standard edition. So I'm quite happy to have steelbook. I've got other steelbooks for films and stuff like that. I know some people are just obsessed by steelbooks, and they've got to have the steelbook. I'm not like that. Yes, they're very sexy, and I like them very much. But it doesn't worry me enormously. If I couldn't have them in a steelbook, I'm very happy to have them in a traditional one. But they look very, very sexy, all laid out like that. And in many ways, it probably would have been a better idea to do the Doctor Who Blu-rays of the classic stuff in steelbooks, because if nothing else, it would have been more robust packaging than the quite flimsy cardboard box.
Simon, I want to ask you a question, Simon. You know the Blu-rays of the Peter Davison, John Pertwee era. Do they have the new special effects in it?
The season 10, which is the one that's already been released, that has got new effects in Planet of the Daleks,
right?
And they're terrible. They're absolutely unwatchable. So don't bother.
Right, okay.
But the new effects that are on season 8, they've redone the effects in Terror of the Autons, and those, as I understand, those are by an old mate of mine, Chris Petts. Hello, Chris, if you're watching. And I have to be honest, having looked at those in the trailer, they look stunning. They look really, really excellent CGI effects.
They've done Axos as well.
I know Mark Ayres did some effects for it as well.
I'm sure I've seen the Axos one somewhere.
Yeah. Mark Ayres has done some, I think, for one
Mark
of the
Ayres has done.
Yeah.
Mark Ayres has done a 5.1 mix on Autons, I think. I think it's Autons that he's done the mix on. But the CGI as the sound Planet of the Daleks is
right. Okay. Well, I look forward to it then. I mean, because I've just got the ones without the new effects. So
the wonderful thing about the steelbook is that there is a market for steelbooks, and as you say, there's a lot of people that will buy them. So
yes,
I haven't gone down that route. And it's interesting what you're saying there, Simon, in that if they had done the Blu-rays in the steelbook, I probably would have gone for them, because I think that would have been a nice packaging. I do have Power of the Daleks in a steelbook and Sharda in a steelbook, the 50th anniversary one, which I only got because I opened up the original Blu-ray box, and the 4 that were in that, I opened that, so I got the steelbook of that, and I've got the 2 Peter Cushing films, the Dalek films on steelbook, which are gorgeous. Again, I haven't opened them.
I didn't realise those would come out.
Bonus features at the back of this. It's at Night of the Doctor, Name of the Doctor, behind the scenes, then Doctor Who, the Ultimate Guide, behind the lens of the Doctor, script to screen. It's got loads of
it's got loads and loads
of stuff on there.
Is Is Nikki
Sorry,
Smalley
Nikki,
in one of these documentaries? Nikki Smalley, we need to know more about this. What is the doc that you pop in at? And where are you? So we can go find you.
Farewell.
And why?
Why? We need to know. We also say that, didn't Richard say that wasn't Richard Molesworth, didn't he put together the Ultimate Guide documentary as well? I think he talks about that on a podcast as well.
Yeah, I think he did, actually.
The proms. It's got
yeah. I mean, the brilliant thing about the Steelbook you've got there, Space Bookers, is that if you miss the original Blu-ray set in the Moment box, all the details there have been transferred onto that Steelbook to give you another chance to buy that. There's only a couple of extra things on the Steelbook that did not appear on the Blu-ray, I've noticed. So if you missed out on the first release and you can still find the Steelbook and you want the 50th anniversary back catalogue as well, go and get the Steelbook now before it disappears.
I think it's gone. I think you're already too late.
This is worth it. This is worth it. I mean, even though I have a problem with the actual film itself, because obviously Paul and or Chris wasn't in it, it's the amount of stuff you get. It's worth the money.
It's a nice package, that one.
I'm not a big Steelbooky person. Actually, there's somebody in the chat earlier on mentioned this. The early Steelbooks that I saw, a friend of mine he's a major collector of DVDs and all home media. Martin, he could be out there actually.
Hi, Martin.
And he's had them for quite a long time. I'm talking since they very first came out. But I know that he used to have a problem where they would scratch really, really easily. But apparently they've coated them in things now, so they don't scratch as easily now, the Steelbooks. So that's one of the reasons why I've bought a few. Like you said, JT, I've got that Power of the Daleks one from the original release, 2016-ish. Got a couple of other movies, a couple of Doctor Who ones, but generally I go for the plastic boxes. But in this instance, JT's Pants of Steel here, Darren Bradley says, nice anniversary Steelbook, first time on Blu-ray for Adventure in Space and Time. So that's the thing, it isn't. It was in the original box with the Moment box.
It's over there.
the reason why I've bought this new release is because I have the original one, the Moment box, and I don't know if you remember this, JT. Mine, I also opened mine and I've watched it and all the rest of it. But not that long after it came out, they had one of those things where lots of fans wrote in and said, "Oh, Day of the Doctor, it's in the wrong frame rate. You've sped this up. This doesn't look how it's supposed to look." And so they rolled out one of their disc replacement programs, and they reissued it. So if you sent in your original discs, they sent you out a fixed version to so like for like sort of thing. Now,
really?
At the time I was knee deep in a whole load of things to do with work and my personal life, and I thought to myself, well, okay. At the time I was watching all the content in it quite a lot. I'd had a similar thing where there was a Fault on the Hand of Fear DVD. It took them about 5 months to send that back to me. So I thought, if I pop this in the post, I've lost it for 4 or 5 months, maybe longer. I hadn't really got time to stick around with it, so I never bothered. And I kind of
don't say the R word, Dan.
I regretted not doing it because I thought, well, here I've got something that's not the correct frame rate. So I thought, okay, well, this is my excuse, JT. This is my excuse to double dip on this for the nice packaging.
Well, listen, I'll tell you something very interesting.
I say to myself, I've now got it on both frame rates.
Yes.
So I'm fine.
I'm like you because I've got the wrong frame rate in the Moment box set, and I thought I can live with it. I'm not that fussed. So I didn't bother to go through that route of going through it. But I've also got it because when I tend to go to watch Day of the Doctor, I watch the 3D version, because remember there was a single case version of the 3D version of Day of the Doctor that came out on Blu-ray and DVD. So I watched that version, and then just a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned on a Facebook page that I had that edition. And somebody in America has offered me £250 for the Moment box set.
Wow.
Now, I have said no because I want more money for it. So if anybody wants to bid, no, I'm kidding. I'm going to keep it. But 250 quid, because apparently now, Dan, it's a collectible.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Everything's collectible these days. I'm just looking. If you fancy this Steelbook that we're just talking about now, that's going to set you back about 50 quid on eBay now.
Woo!
It's already up to about 50 quid on eBay.
I know why they do
mine's
that.
250 if anybody wants. No, I'm kidding.
When they do Blu-ray, if they record it at 24 frames per second, then it's cheaper to do it at 24 frames per second. And my film that came out on DVD, that came out on Blu-ray. Right?
Let's get the plug in. What's your film called, Ian?
Oh, bad day, right? And I directed this, right? It came out in Blu-ray, but they recorded it 24 frames per second, and it's a lot slower.
Oh,
We were
how
all
annoying
annoyed.
for you.
They didn't care. They just
Is
put it
that on
out there.
Steelbook?
No.
Not
Don't
yet.
care.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We'll get it to cult status, and then they'll bring it out in a Steelbook for you.
Get the
If they-
Indiegogo campaign going.
They do it. They record it 24 frames, and you're like, "Well, there's something wrong with this," and that's because it's cheaper. I'm just
Absolutely.
telling everybody because that's why they do it. So, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting what you were saying, Dan, about the coating on the Steelbooks there, because that's why most of mine are still in the plastic. Because my sister has hi, if she's watching, my sister has the original Steelbook for the Terminator movie, and it's scratched to hell. Scratched to hell.
I've got the steelbook for the Terminator 2, and that's all gone rusty. It's literally gone rusty.
Hey, I tell you something that reminds me of some. Do you remember those Doctor Who VHS tins they did back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Like the Cyberman. My original Daleks one is rusted to hell, and it just sits on a shelf. And the TARDIS one, that started to. What's going on there? And it's just outrageous.
Honestly, it's funny you should say that because, you know, looking back across the legacy of Doctor Who, I mean, we've always been treated to some really quite nice box sets and collectibles. And that Dalek set, as well as the iconic TARDIS-shaped one that we all see, we see that in Doctor Who magazine. It's this one that you're talking about, isn't it? This is the one.
That's it there. But that one's
Dalek
cleaner
set.
than mine is now. Mine is full of rust.
And you know what? I did get mine out quite a lot every couple of years and make sure that all my tapes were okay. Yeah, I've always done that. And then around 18 months ago, I went up into the loft to rearrange things and to take, because I wanted to get some things down for a video that we were making, actually, Simon. So I got everything down. I opened up my box with the TARDIS tin in. The TARDIS tin is behind me now. And with this in, and just like yours, JT, mine went from being immaculate. The following year to being covered in rust.
Same story for me, and yet mine was wrapped as well. It was wrapped in tissue.
Mine too. Yeah.
So would WKD40 wipe it off? Spacebookers, let us know. Send us a comment and tell us what gets rid of rust but won't affect the tin.
When I look at those VHS, it makes
nothing
me.
will, JT.
I had a load of Who on VHS, and I threw them all away. It just makes me feel sad.
Well, don't worry about it because they're worth zilch. They are.
Oh, really?
The VHS tapes are worth zilch. They won't sell at all. A full collection of Doctor Who VHS, you can't give them away. They are terrible. They sit in plastic boxes, and don't worry about it. We're not missing any. Same with the DVDs, by the way. Spacebookers that are trying desperately to get the Region 2s. If you're thinking of just getting them for anything to do with the future, not going to work. Get the Blu-rays.
Talking about, we've got a couple more comments here. Talking about the VHS, we've got Hammerite here from Derek Brady. That might sort you out, Hammerite. Yeah, maybe JT. I'll try it if you will.
No, well,
we need this live next week, don't we?
Yes. Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Yeah, we're going to talk more retro.
See me cry if it goes wrong.
Exactly.
We're going to.